information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to the Mary Goulet Show, cultivating a rich interior. Now, here's Mary.
Welcome back to the program. Okay, so that last segment, I was just kind of giving an overview of my life. I'll try and be a little more succinct in explaining it, because then you'll kind of get where I'm coming from, because I wear many hats. My longest and most worn hat is radio since 2002. Go With Your Gut, I started doing in 1997, wrote my first book in 2003, second in 2012. The online course should be out this year. And I was talking about that Go With Your Gut. And recently, 4 or 5 years ago, I started selling real estate again in San Diego. So that makes me juggle my time and efforts with various escrows and clients and whatnot. And then, 2012, I started my vacation rental property. And now I have 2. So with real estate, I call it my 3-legged stool. With real estate being one leg, VRBO, Airbnb, a second leg. My third leg, and the one I'm most passionate about, is podcasting, which is now called podcasting, but I've been doing live radio since 2002. Had a company called Mom's Town. We help mom entrepreneurs make money from home so they could stay home with their kids. That led, if you go to my website, marygoulet.net, you can check out my bio. You'll see that's what got us into more media, television, Dr. Phil, Montel, CBS Early Show, and then I was personally on, at least, 50 or 75, 100 morning shows across the country, radio shows across the country, magazines, newspapers, and wrote 2 more books, The Mom's Town Guide to Getting It All and Live the Life You Crave. Those were Hyperion and Simon & Schuster. So very exciting, very fun, and it's my favorite leg of my stool. So I'm rebranding myself a little bit. I am doing an online course for vacation rental owners or want to be owners, just to give them an overview and then my system to maximize their profits and time and 5-star reviews, basically. So I'm trying frantically to get that done. And I'm also helping my brother. He is a financial whiz, and he's creating the Automatic Wealth Building Program as an online course, helping people save for retirement by basically watching what they're spending today and putting it into savings. He's got worksheets, audio. It's a full online course that I have already recommended to several people, including myself. So helping him he's really taking charge of it. He doesn't need much of my help. He's way savvier on the back end in technology than I am. And so that's very cool. And then my Go With Your Gut online course. And I'm really excited for this one because we, as I mentioned in the last segment, have to trust ourselves more than we trust anyone else. We always lean on other people for advice. How do they know it's really, truly our soul's path? And if you believe you have a soul that has a mission, that mission has a purpose, it's fueled by passion and executed through service. It is better to give than to receive. That's one definition of being of service. Now, being of service can be a vocation, could be a career, could be as a volunteer, an activist, a mom, a friend. It is your definition of being of service. And when we are of service with our soul's mission and purpose, what better feeling is that? Because there are a lot of us that ask, is this all there is? Is it just, I'm an almost, not quite, I'll be an empty nester in a couple years as my kids are off to college. And it's bittersweet. One, because I love being a mom. I love making sandwiches for my kids and doing their laundry, and I probably do too much for them as it is. But thank goodness I know my mission. My mission is go with your gut and bringing, I have another part of my third leg of my stool, which is becoming a very fat leg of my stool because of Go With Your Gut, the vacation rental writing. That's what I'm excited about, is writing and doing audio and some video for my online courses. But I'm also passionately involved in my Catholic faith. It's very rich, and I get very excited to tell more people about the Rosary, about Mary's message through the Rosary and how it can heal us in the world. So I get very excited about her, the Rosary, Jesus, and the Apostle Paul. So that is, I'll be doing episodes just on them because it's so exciting and it's my jam. I mean, I get really excited to read some of Paul's letters or Acts of the Apostles, Corinthians, Thessalonians, some really rich stuff. And I don't know if you've seen Paul the Apostle. It's a movie that was in theaters last year. Yeah, about a year ago. And I bought that and I gave it to someone at church, and I've never seen it again. So it's making its way to people. I guess the Holy Spirit wants to see it. It's a good movie. And the times that we're living in right now, I think it's okay to pay attention to Paul. So I'll be bringing some readings about that and how I'm very passionate about our faith. I think we need faith. You have faith in a rock, have faith in a rock, but got to have faith. And that's what helps you trust yourself, because you're connecting. It's really important to understand how to go with your gut, understanding the language of your ego and your heart, and the statement of 5 words or less that your gut says, and you can trust it. Here's the second thing, if keep this in mind. Whenever you utter the words, something tells me, that's your gut. And no one will ever argue with you. And when I talk about Go With Your Gut, and I have many episodes out on iTunes under the Mary Goulet Show and on marygoulet.net, I always say, if you ever hear someone say, something tells me, or you hear yourself say it, that's your gut voice. So then just go, what is it telling you? Something tells me to wait and not buy this whatever. Or, something tells me to hold back on a commitment to something, especially financial, because our ego and our emotions get really excited and amped up, and that blurs our clarity on our gut voice. So it's really important to learn how to trust your gut. I'm telling you. And repetition for emphasis, like I said at the end of the last segment, I'll repeat it because it will start sinking in. And then you'll start recognizing, I'm asking too many questions, especially how. How's none of our business. If we're going to do something, or we get a vision of, I'm going to be doing this, or I need to pay for that, and then we go right into how. And what's right underneath how? Fear. We have to trust. So faith and trust and truth, non-attachment to an outcome. We get very attached to outcomes, emotionally attached to an outcome that might not even make sense over time. But we've committed emotionally so much that it's almost hard to give up, because then we feel like we're betraying our own sense of self Well, it's not true. So becoming attached to an outcome is essentially the working against you. That's your ego and your heart. Our gut is not attached to anything. Our ego and our emotions, our heart, can create a huge Titanic of trouble. And our gut is the tugboat. It can turn on a dime because life changes. And we have to be nimble and say, okay, my gut says, use directions. Let's say you have some errands to run. I'm going to go to the grocery store, the bank, the dry cleaner, and maybe one at the post office, whatever. Okay, I'm going to make all right turns because this makes sense. Sure, it makes sense. Ego says it makes sense. The heart doesn't care, not attached to that. But the gut says, you know what? Go to the bank first, then go to the grocery store. Well, that means I'm overlapping. Just do it. If something tells you to go to the bank first, do it. Now, if it gives you no reason and you get home after 4 errands and you're like, whatever, or most often there will be a reason. But we can't do things based on our gut direction for a reason. We just have to trust it and build on it over time because the bigger things will be taken care of when we do that. Okay, you're listening to The Mary Goulet Show. I'll be right back with another segment.
Whether you are a woman, a man, or a young person, your time in a hair salon should be special. I'm Doris Rivas Brecky, host of Daily Dialogue with Doris on WS Radio, and I look forward to those special moments at Fantastic Sam's located at 124 West Main Street in downtown El Cajon, California, and the Fantastic Sam Salon at 9723 Mission Gorge Road in Santee, California. I go to both depending on which way I'm heading out for work. Both salons are conveniently located by 2 major freeways. The Fantastic Sam's experience is always positive, uplifting, and family-friendly. Fantastic Sam stylists put your hair needs and desires first. So if you don't know Fantastic Sam's in El Cajon or Santee, California, why don't you give them a try and tell them Daily Dialogue with Doris sent you.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
I've heard this is like one of the best pizza spots in town.
Yes, it is.
I'll do a slice of pepperoni, slice of vegetarian.
You got it.
And I will pay for all of that in 3 days.
In 3 days? What's that mean?
Well, wait, you accept credit cards. That money's not going to hit your account for 3 days anyway.
I need my money quicker.
At Chase, we hear you. With Express Funding, card payments are in your Chase account the next business day. Go to chase.com/expressfunding. Chase for business, so you can.
Compensated participation. All businesses are subject to credit approval. Not all clients are eligible for next business day funding, and additional terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation evaluation to get to the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.